check, make sure that this baby is working. Let's see. Well, a little shaky. Welcome, my internet friends, to the Rigel Show. We're coming, excuse me, better known as my mystical driftwood fort on the sandy beach of the cosmic Navel, where the song runs through all of reality. Okay. This is a playful Theotokian riparian zone. Theotokos means mother of God, so we're already getting paradoxical here, okay? It's a Theotokian riparian zone that seeks to integrate traditional values. Good morning, Sherry. We're integrating traditional values, modern values, progressive postmodern, and that which is emerging on the bleeding edge of the evolution of culture and consciousness. Postmodern values. This is a place where opposites interpenetrate and merge, like the dragonfly, who both glides and hovers. Okay, this is an and space. By playing another cover song, at some point I kind of run out of originals, and I can always do some of my improvisational kind of Rigel noodling. But today I'm going to play one of my favorite songs of all time, called "Take It With Me." Oh, my internet seems glitchy. Oh no. Okay, Sherry, while I'm just gonna check it from this side real quick. Of all time, called "Take It With Me." Well. Oh, my internet seems glitchy. All right, I'm just gonna go with it, and hopefully it will work itself out. But bear with me if my internet's really glitchy right now. This song is only 3 minutes, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But I'm going to bring my fingers on here, and I am going to bring up my music just in case I forget the words, because I forget words easily. All right. There we go. How's the piano sound? Okay, thanks, Cody. Phone's off the hook. No one knows where we are. It's a long time since I've drank champagne. The ocean is blue as your eyes. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Long since gone. Now way back when we lived in Coney Island, ain't no good thing ever dies. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Far, far away whistle blows. Wherever you're going, wherever you've been, waving goodbye at the end of the day. You're up and you're over, and you're far away. Always for you and forever yours. It felt like just the olden days. And we fell asleep on Beulah's porch. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. All broken down by the side of the road. I was never more alive or alone. And I've worn the faces off all the cards. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. And children are playing at the end of the day. The strangers are singing on along. It's got to be more than flesh and bone. All that you've loved is all you own. In a land there's a town. In that town there's a house. And in that house there's a woman. And in that woman there's a heart I love. I'm gonna take it with me. Take it with me. Take it with me when I go. Such a good tune. Tom Waits wrote that one. Take it with me. One of my faves. The Rigel show is now open for guests. So if you have something to share, something that's bubbling up, a poem of your own, or something that's just kind of speaking to you, there's a political idea you have to solve everything, that's welcome here too. Want to do some sort of like embodied share? We welcome that as well. Okay, I'm going to take my fingers off the screen. That's also my work. Wear my work shorts because I've got Cody, love to have you on here because I don't do monologues. I last for like 30 seconds and then I'm out. But I will tell you what I'm working on today, and maybe that will inspire some conversation. So we found out that there's a leak in our shower, which is leaking into the wall and then leaking outside. And then we kind of like discovered this because we saw this little leak right around our front door area. A little water is starting to like seep out And we're like, that's not a good sign. So I am in the process of working with a plumber who's a friend to do like the plumbing part. And then I'm doing kind of the demolition and any of the little structural things that need to happen to make this thing work. Hey, Ron, nice to see you. Feel free to jump on here. I don't do monologues, so I'm going to tell my little story, and then I'm going to need some help keeping this stream alive. So I was digging in there today, and there's our front entry wall has like a limestone facade. Hey, Ryan, nice to see you. Would love to meet you. Feel free to jump on here with me. So we have like a limestone facade, and I have like an angle grinder, which is like a spinny blade that I can cut into either limestone or the grout. Well, not grout. What is it? Stuff that goes between the mortar. Cut into the mortar, and then I have some like chisels and stuff like that, and a little drill with a stone bit on it. And I know I've demoed some stuff like this before in the past, but it was really hard getting the stone out. The first like brick or the first stone that was mortared in there, it was a beast to get out. But then once I exposed about one or two of these stones, they just pop out super fast. They're just like, it's interesting. It made me think about like the structural integrity of a facade, how strong it is when everything is kind of linked together, but it's not really anchored to anything on the back. It's just kind of anchored to itself. So if you just break one little part of the facade, the whole thing just crumbles apart. Ron, welcome.
How's it going, buddy?
Man, pretty good. How you doing?
Well, I'm on lunch break. I'm sitting in a Bobcat. This is the Bobcat. This is the interior one. It's the only quiet place right here.
Wait, do you drive a Bobcat?
Oh yeah, we do. We Bobcat on all kinds of other weapons of grass destruction.
Grass destruction. That's a good one. I have driven a Bobcat like a couple of times in my life, and it was so fun. We were like demoing a friend's house that it was super sad. It burned down, and we like rented a Bobcat and all got a turn at it. And it may be different when you're fun. Like have to do it all day every day, but
no, it's still fun. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's
cool. You have air conditioning and heating and all that. Yeah. So what's up with you? What are you demoing? Reconstruction?
Yeah. So there's a plumbing leak that I'm trying to get to. So I can get my plumber over here to fix the leak, fix the pipes. I'm like a little nervous around working with copper, but I'm not nervous around Ron Copperman.
Yeah.
So, there is that. Just kind of maybe this is my entry into working with copper.
I'd go for it. It's if you're a welder, it's just the metal.
Just metal. I know.
Now, if you're talking about plumbing, though, be cautious.
Right.
Know where your main water valve's at, and then just know what you don't know. And if you have to say, I wonder how this works, call a professional.
Right. That's what I'm having my friend do it. We're dealing with the point in the plumbing where it comes into the house, and there's just not as much like margin for error there. So I'm basically going to do the structural stuff. He's going to do the plumbing, and hopefully no more leaks. But I was just noticing this facade that that was very hard to get started, but then started coming down pretty quick once I got like two edges of each brick kind of exposed, and then you just tap it with a hammer or something.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
And so it makes me think of
because I heard that part.
Yeah.
And so is it an underground line that's leaking, or is it a spigot, or
it's a
is
wall.
the water coming into the house?
Yeah, well, it's kind of. I mean, it's on the edge of the house. It's coming into the wall. It's a very slow. It's like a tiny little drip, but that adds up. And there's some rotten stuff back there and some mold, so I'm gonna have to get after it. There's a little bit of a lag coming from you. I think you're.
Lord help.
Oh, it's that.
It's my headset.
Gotcha.
Wait, let me do something. Let me do something here. I can change something. Let me try something. Let's try.
Yeah.
Houston, can you hear me?
I hear you. Is that better?
Okay. Let me try something. Yeah, is the lag gone?
Yeah, it seems like the lag's gone.
Yeah, it's my headset. I don't understand why it does what it does, but I'll figure it out later.
Well, as long as you can hear me, this is better. But I understand if you want to use a headset, I can roll with a time delay, because what is time, Ron?
Okay, let me try something here.
But okay, so my kind of reflection on this facade is related to, I think, just the facade. I thought of it in terms of the facade of like tribal silo walls, the facade of echo chambers, and how fragile they actually are once you're able to kind of get in and model or see the humanity of the person, and then be a human to those people who are maybe in your own echo chamber, which you're maybe exiting, or in a different the other echo chamber. And that was what was popping up to me while I was doing this work. Sherry.
Morning. How are you?
Morning. Wonderful. How
it's
you
cold.
doing?
I had to make a fire.
Oh
I had to make a fire in the wood stove this morning, and yeah.
It dropped below 70 this morning, and I almost got to put on a sweater. I was like, I just want to feel the cold.
Yeah. It just goes like that. I'm hoping we get a little bit of a Indian summer, a little reprieve. I mean, it was like hot right up to the last day of summer, and then it just went whoop.
Yeah.
Flipped.
Yeah. Ron, you're back.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, Sherry. Good morning.
Well, you should see my little neighbor Liz. And she's little. She's a little tiny girl. I mean, she's a woman. She's got 4 kids, but she's very tiny. And she drives a Bobcat like you would not believe. She was unloading 1,100-pound rectangular square bales off of a truck for us. She was doing wheelies with these things on there, and then she would put one in the bed of our truck and then one crossways on top. And then my husband would drive home. It's about, I don't know, five miles from our house. Drive home, and they were just loose, right, on a gravel road. He'd drive, and then we had a cables and a Land Cruiser on the other side of a fence. So we had the cables running through the page wire fence. And we were pulling these bales off, and because of the way that they were stacking them on the truck, we could actually stack them on top of each other. Anyway, that was quite the...
Wow.
I think we had 25 bales like that we had to go, because we got the truck to unload at her place, and then we just ran down there, and she'd hop in her Bobcat, and she's just... I said to her, because the truck driver knew how to operate a Bobcat, and I said, well, Liz, you don't have to do it if you don't feel good about it. He can do it, She goes, I'm good. I was like, oh my God, you're more than good.
Yeah. How old was she?
She's like 37.
Okay. I thought you said she was like a young girl.
Well, she looks like one.
Yeah.
She's a teeny. She's the one that had the baby in my car.
Oh my gosh.
She just does stuff like that for fun.
Wow.
Yeah. Liz.
She sounds like she'd be interesting.
There's a lot of amazing women in the bush, I tell you.
Oh, Ryan! Welcome, Ryan.
Hello.
First time on the Rigel show.
It is. I've been watching the past couple of weeks, and I was able to pop in this time on lunch.
Oh, good. Wonderful. What part of the world are you calling in from?
Northwestern Indiana.
Nice.
Wait a second. What part of northwestern Indiana?
South Bend area?
Pardon?
South Bend.
Oh, okay. I'm at Ball State University.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah. Crazy.
He's got it
Very
right on
cool.
his sweatshirt, Ball State University.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
so I'm not originally from Indiana, and one of the first, I'm from Ohio, and I thought that Ball State University, for the first 3 years of me living here, I thought it was a derogatory term for a state school. I didn't realize it was called. I thought, oh, they're over at Ball State, where they just care about
Right.
sports, and they. But then I realized, no, it's actually called Ball. That's the name of the university.
Yeah.
But for a year and a half, I thought it was just a mean name they called the state school.
That's funny.
Do you know the ball jars everyone does canning in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are the Ball brothers that started the manufacturing in this area. Actually, so every ball jar you see, it comes from this area, or he started here. And I am the guy that does the weeding, mulching, and mowing for their mansion.
For the Ball
That's
brothers,
awesome.
the Ball brothers are long gone, right?
Oh yeah, they're the family. Man, I'd have to say, I think they're in the 20s. Their mansion is beautiful. It's all Tiffany glass and
Wow.
Art
Love it.
Deco. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And so they started the university here, and that's why I got me a job. Thank you.
Right on.
I'm wondering, Ron, because when I lived in Telegraph Creek, across the river, which is inaccessible, you can't actually cross the river without a boat. There's no roads on the other side of the river, but there's a family that lives over there. I don't actually, maybe Nancy's still alive, but she's really, really old. And she was the governess for the Ball family who owned that ranch. And it is today one of the largest free title ranches, I think, in North America. And And she married one of their sons. So she was the governess, and she ended up marrying one of the sons. And this woman, I mean, you'd go to visit Nancy, and she'd have a snowmobile in her kitchen, flipped over on its side, rebuilding it. Okay? Like, she lived in one of the most remote places in British Columbia, right? Total wilderness. And ran the ranch, and she ran it as a dude ranch for many years. And oh, wait a minute, she wasn't a Ball governess. She was Kodak. The family that owned Kodak bought that ranch from Ball's, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, Nancy's name is Ball, Nancy Ball, and what's his name? Billy Connolly. You know the comedian Billy Connolly?
Yeah.
He did a documentary. I don't know, must have been, it doesn't seem that long ago to me, but it could have been like 8 years ago or 10 years ago, where he actually goes to visit Nancy and hangs out with her and wanders around her ranch with her. Yeah. She was just an amazing, amazing woman. Just amazing.
So, Ryan, how do you use your energy in South Bend, Indiana? Ron, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
How do I use my energy?
Yeah.
Well, I work in IT at a local university to pay the bills right now. But I'm actually a student, so I'm a doctoral student right now. So work in IT to pay the bills, doing online school, and then my wife and I were very involved in the church that we attend. We have a young adult ministry that we help lead. So those are like the three hats that I wear.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you? Wait, you're getting a doctorate. So that means you've like done a lot of school already. So what has gotten you to this point of deciding to do a doctorate, and where are you going with that?
I used to work at a church. I felt a call to return to school to pursue teaching. That's ultimately what I want to do. And so I feel called to train and equip people. And so I left full-time ministry to get a job that had normal hours, so that I could work on being a student full-time, as well as still needed to like make some sort of income so we could eat and stuff like that. And so I then finished up my master's, and I'm in the beginning of the dissertation phase for my doctorate, my PhD.
Okay. And what's this doctorate in?
Biblical exposition is what it is.
Whoa. So you're like a total Bible nerd.
I'm a Bible nerd. That's I love it. I love talking about it. I love, but I'm scared to tell people sometimes. That's where I'm at, because there's so much not fun or caring conversations around scripture. So I'm usually hesitant to like say what I study and what I do.
Yeah. Have you have you had an experience that's like made you tentative about that, or experiences that have led up to that?
It's mostly just so the young adult ministry that I help lead, when somebody finds out that I'm studying biblical studies or doing something like that, they'll often switch from asking me good questions to asking me like what questions I guess that they think that I'm interested in. I don't know if that makes any sense. So instead of asking like philosophical questions that I'm like, oh, let's talk about that, they'll be like just like these really like almost to the extent of how many angels can fit on the head of a needle, like, so, like, and I'm just like, no, let's talk about the metaphysical, philosophical stuff. I love that stuff.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's interesting. So they make assumptions that your approach is literal.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. 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 And or they'll ask me questions like, why, and they're not bad questions because I don't want people to feel like they have bad or dumb questions. But it'll be like, instead of asking some sort of more deeper philosophical question, they'll ask, why in some Bible translations does the book of, is it Psalm and singular, and then in other Bible translations it's Psalms plural? You know what I mean? Just stuff like that, where I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, okay, so how did you go from, well, maybe you always just had a metaphysical bent, but my hunch is most people start in a very literalist version of kind of Bible exegesis. I don't even know the right words.
Yes,
but, and then something happens that fuzzies things up and brings you into the meta and the mystical and that stuff. So what happened?
Yeah. So for me, it was I grew up in a Christian church, Church of Christ, very Southern Baptist fundamental type setting. I remember my pastor saying, if the plain sense makes sense, seek no other sense. That was one of his hermeneutical statements that he would say. And then I went to college. My undergrad was studying biblical studies, and I met my now wife in college, and she invited me to attend a Vineyard Church, which in South Bend is a more charismatic church. And I had no experience with charismatic Christianity at all, and I went there, and it just opened up my eyes to see a whole side of Christianity that I hadn't seen. And so it was at that point that I really started diving into other branches of Christianity and learning more about the charismatic church, but then also learning more about Orthodoxy, Catholicism, just different denominations of Protestants. And so it's been, so that was part of it. That was a huge part experientially, but then I would say more in the educational landscape, a huge influence, the primary influence for me would be an organization out of Portland, Oregon called the Bible Project that I've been following for years and years and years. And it's led by a Bible scholar named Tim Mackey. And he has such a beautiful approach to scripture in my mind, and opened up my eyes to different ways of reading and interpreting and understanding scripture. And so that's been the two primary influences, Vineyard Church and the Bible Project.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how did you trip,
go ahead, Sherry.
Sorry, I'm curious, how did you trip over Rigel's channel?
It was the Pajot to Vanderclay to then a bunch of different channels within the TLC to finally seeing this channel. And I was like, I love what's going on here. So like the past, I've been, I think it's only been 3 weeks, but the past 3 weeks I've been lurking, and I'm happy it came out. And then Sherry, I'm 3 or 4 episodes into the series you did with Jess on the Book of Job, and it's been incredible. I've loved it so much. Thank you, thank you for doing that. Yeah,
that was a really fun project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to. Okay, I feel like the Book of Job has just been in the air in the TLC, and I never really understood it when I read it when I was a very new Christian. And I think it's time for me to go revisit that. And Sherry, I would love to just spend some virtual time with a past version of yourself.
I haven't changed much. People ask me how old I am, and I tell them I'm like 14.
That's like my spirit age. I mean, I
too.
might be actually a 14-year-old girl, but I'm not sure. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now I just feel like, so I've only known about the TLC for like a little over a month or a month and a half now, and so I just feel like I'm playing catch up and trying to figure out all the different pockets and all the different fun little meadows to discover in the in the TLC and
did you know
and seeing where
there's another conference in South Carolina in October?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did know that. I'm actually traveling to North Carolina October. So
I mean, sorry, it's North Carolina. I always get them mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's North Carolina where the conference is.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Well, that's fascinating. Is there anything from either of you that's kind of bubbling up or related to the song I played? Or my reflection on facades?
I wanted to say that when you started playing the song, I was like, oh, a sad song. I love it. You know, I was re-listening to one of McGilchrist's Sophia lectures on symmetry. Highly recommend. It's so freaking good. And he posited in the Q&A that all music is sad. I think it comes from a sadness, you know? And I found myself like searching, you know, like it's like a computer, right? Searching. And I had to agree with him. I'm like, yeah, somehow that's so true. Like maybe it's, I don't know what you think, Rigel, but maybe we can talk about it. Like, a sadness that comes from a longing, maybe, you know, of some kind.
Yeah. Sherry, it's wild that you're bringing this up because my mom tells this story of when I was like a little baby, she would, what was it? Whenever she would play this song in a minor key, she used to play Dulcimer. And she would play this like lullaby that was in a minor key. And I would always start crying whenever I heard that song.
Yeah.
But the thing is I'm actually really drawn to minor key melancholy piano music. Like I could literally play for hours just riffing on like... I could do that for hours.
Because, I don't know, I think it's beyond the veil. Let me say it like that. That's what that is. It's beyond the veil, right? Like all these like C, G, A, D, F, that's like the veil. Beyond the veil are the minor keys.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I'm not a great guitar player, and I taught myself, so the problem with me is I taught myself and I'm stuck. I'm stuck in my self-taught ways. And because they're like 40 some years old. A long time, right? But one of the things I had to get right was E minor, A minor, and you know, I never could conquer the B chords. But you know. But yeah, no, I had to have them, and they're in almost all the songs I write. Rigel.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's interesting that you map the major chords to the veil and the minor chords to beyond the veil, because I think some of the best songs are ones that actually kind of transition between the back, where you're like, am I in a major key? And then it'll switch into a minor kind of a minor version of the major key, or it'll actually modulate completely. And those ones like get under my skin. And it's the major chords though that kind of create this frame of reference that like we're going beyond the veil.
And it's that, I don't know if you remember in my essay that I wrote, that it's like going in and coming out, right? It's a movement that I think we have to be making. Otherwise, like that's why I quoted George MacDonald in that essay, because he says, the more doors you go out of, the further you get in. I'm just like, oh my God. Right? Because, and that was always my sticking point with people who were like, stay where you're planted. I'm like, forget that. Like, that sounds like stasis to me, you know? Shouldn't we be moving on? Like, I don't ever want to be, it's funny, when you get older, you don't actually want to be young again. Because you kind of found out what you don't know, if that makes any sense. And so you're like, but when you're 20 or 30, or sometimes, like for me, it was a long time, 40, you think you can know things. And then you get to a certain age and suddenly you realize you really got to be comfortable with ambiguity. You're just going to have to settle yourself in, you know. I was just talking to a friend about that this morning. But I wrote a song. I can't play it on my guitar because I just haven't practiced enough. But I wrote a song. I was going to look for the date, and I don't think I wrote the date on here. Let's see. It was when my husband and I first got married. So like it was within the first 7 years of marriage, I wrote this song. And I don't know if I can sing. I'll try to sing it.
Try to sing it. Yeah, this is a safe space, Sherry.
I don't even know if I'm starting in the right key. That's the problem, but
it's all relative.
Let's see. Midnight and starlight, fingers entwined, telling tales. That's an E minor. Hair flying freely, barefoot, a ship in full sail. That's a G. Oh, what they know, where they go, we just don't know. Ribbons of romance, weaving their way, pressing on. Sunshine and rain, the years and the colors are gone. Don't lose your grasp. The color was not meant to last, but the ribbon's still there in your hair. And now this is A minor, E minor, okay? And we'll take the blue of childhood mixed with the green of wildwood, and we'll take the yellow of golden afternoons, and we'll take the blue of childhood mixed with the green of wildwood, and we'll take the yellow of those memories past, so the color is fast. And I seem to have lost my second page, but it's like, with your hand in mine, we'll run with the sun at our backs. Here it is. And when I'm not sure, I'll follow along in your tracks. And then when life's done, we'll head for the red setting sun, and I'll kiss you goodbye, and we'll both learn to fly. And then the refrain is, so don't worry now. And it just kind of repeats. And then I think I sang And we'll take the blue of childhood mixed with the green of wildwood, and we'll take the yellow of golden afternoons. Yeah.
Beautiful. Man,
Wonderful.
that when you sung "We'll Run with the Sun at Our Backs," that is just so it like evokes something so emotionally rich to me.
Yeah.
Like because the sun at our backs, it's not above us, it's going down.
Right.
I mean, that's just what it communicates to me.
Yeah.
And like the sun going down, oh my God, that's got like this whole cyclical life ending.
Well, that's how it goes, right? So it's like, with your hand in mine, we'll run with the sun at our backs. And when I'm not sure, I'll follow along in your tracks. The whole song is kind of about things fading, right?
Yeah.
Over time. And then when life's done, we'll head for the red setting sun. And I'll kiss you goodbye. And we'll both learn to fly.
Oh my God, that makes me want to cry. That's so good.
But
Who
that's
wrote
like
this?
me.
You wrote that, Sherry.
I wrote it.
So good.
But talk
Oh my
about
gosh.
sad song.
Yeah.
I wrote this at the beginning of my marriage. But I already knew that's what it would be like. Right? And not because I'd seen it happen. I just knew. I just knew that things are going to age. And whenever anything ages, it loses its color.
Mm-hmm.
And that means a lot poetically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was the line that stood out to me was the bow has faded, but it still remains. That was
It's ribbons of romance weaving their way, pressing on. Sunshine and rain, the years and the colors are gone. Right? That's what the weather does to stuff. Don't lose your grasp. The color was not meant to last, but the ribbon's still there in your hair. Yeah.
Sherry, can you send me the lyrics and the chords to that and like maybe you singing it? Because that would be a really, I think that'd be a fun one to learn.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the importance of kind of bringing opposites and together in songwriting, and that line about the running, there's this like kind of frolicking energy, this like peace of like running with the sun at our backs, and yet it's like keep your mind in hell and despair not. You know, there's this like joy in the midst of sorrow.
Right. And you know, that's been my curse, is knowing what's coming, even if it's like 50 years down the road, you know, and I can actually, it doesn't keep me from enjoying the thing. It actually pushes me more into it. Right. But just, holding those things in tension, right. Where you have this, you know, ribbons of romance weaving their way, pressing on. That's like sexual, right? There's a lot of intertwining and pressing and color and passion and, you know, and then all of a sudden everything is fading, right? And how do you do that? How do you do that in a marriage, right? Yeah. I'm going to make myself cry. Just stop now. I wrote another one. Also, these are just minor chord songs, you know, and it's kind of like it has and I'm so bad, like I've got it all in my head, but I can't play very well. So it's like D, D6, D7, and then a G. So it goes, if I say I'll never go, then I never will. And if you say you love me so, then do you love me still? I have to remember. I can see it all around, but I can't feel it, and I don't hear a sound. My heart is twisted, sometimes it's torn, but I'll never go. The sofa's wasted, the carpet worn, yet do you love me so? And yeah, then just
Beautiful.
one of those, another sad one.
Yeah. Ryan, any thoughts on all of this?
It's beautiful. Like, thank you for sharing those songs. I'm trying to become, as it relates to music and to art, become more human. Like, if you would have asked me a couple years ago, like if I enjoyed music or if I listened to a lot of music or anything like that, because I don't play any instruments or anything like that. I would have probably said no, but what I've come to realize more, and especially in this conversation, is that I enjoy music that makes me feel like, and so I relate to this conversation, and I love the sad music. When I listen to music, I want it to be meaningful. I want to feel something. I want to, like you said, go on the other side of the veil.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what I relate to and connect to in that.
Yeah. I wonder if these songs that are in minor keys, I mean, in our American kind of inheritance of like how we relate to music, minor means sad.
Mm-hmm.
But having learned, I mean, I'm Orthodox, and so I got into like Byzantine music just because I was in the choir, and everything's a minor key, and so minor means something totally different. It's like triumphant, it's powerful, it's sensitive, but it's like everything.
Yeah.
Everything is like,
it's malleable. Would you say it's malleable, Rigel?
Yeah. And where was I going with that?
Right.
I can't remember where I was going to say.
Triumphant.
Triumphant. Yeah. It opened. It actually, what happened is it kind of gave me permission somehow to own the minor sound as like a part of me that is actually really expansive. Yeah. And maybe I'm just kind of taking ownership of that now. Hey, almond tree. Nice to see you. But it's a good reminder that these minor, like this is a deep, deep, deep part of me. And I need to just own it because I love it. I could do, whether it's like melancholy minor or, like, right, like funky, groovy, the minor keys, they've got, I don't know what it is about the interval. It's what makes it a minor key is the third note in the scale. Like da 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 da. The third note, da da da. The third note is flatted, so it's da 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 da, and it just like, I don't know. Maybe there's something in that little interval.
Is it dissonant?
It is. I mean,
yeah.
Well, okay. I don't know how to answer that exactly because, Dan,
jump in.
Jump in here, Dan. Same here. Love the lamentatious tones. Oh, what a good word. Yes. Maybe it implies and not yet.
Ooh.
The not yet resurrected Christ. Is that the minor third mystery?
That's good.
Yeah, buddy. No, I'm with you.
That's cool.
I'm smelling what you stepped in there.
Well, that almost sounds like, Dan, would you agree that it's like hope? There's it's lamenting, but there's hope.
Yes.
Mm.
Which like preserves the paradox.
Yay!
Which is
Let's have the paradox. Give me the paradox. Give me that. It's like junk. I mean, as in the old word for drugs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother would be like, give me the paradox.
Yeah.
That's what he used to go, Game of Thrones is on tonight.
Sounds like he's got a good sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Almond Tree says, Rigel, have you heard of Weird Studies podcast? I haven't, but feel free to drop a link in or email me. Sign up to my little thing in the description. Mm-hmm. Get on my list. Yeah, a little self-promo there. See what I'm doing? I'm like really, I'm learning from the pros in the corner. Now I just need to start like collecting money. I need to have like a money collector. Dan!
What's up?
Good to see you, my friend.
I'm getting my audio straightened out here.
I think you still got your YouTube on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm about to plug this Big Daddy in. We'll see what happens.
Your YouTube is still on, so I'm hearing like a past version of myself right after myself. Past version of myself right after myself.
Okay, did that fix it?
No.
Did that fix it? Stop that.
You just have to close your YouTube tab.
Yeah, just close the YouTube tab.
Irresponsibly have 12 windows open. It would be simple. Are you there?
Yeah.
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Coming through.
Am I coming through?
We can't hear ourselves anymore, so you must have got the right tab.
Yeah. Well, we lost Ryan, but we gained a Dan. Ryan, glad you showed up. Feel free to jump back in sorry I had to jump off. It was beautiful meeting you. Yeah, Ryan, pleasure meeting you. Come on back anytime. Love to hear more of your thoughts. You seem like a very joyful human being. So, blessings. All right, Dan, I feel like you've got some thoughts about this.
I'm not sure Dan can hear us, Rigel.
Oh, okay. Dan, can you hear me?
You
can hear me?
I can hear you.
Now we hear you. Can you hear us?
But I can't hear you.
You can't hear us.
Why can I not hear you? Oh, I know what it is.
He has to go all the way out in the other room for that. I'm really curious.
Bluetooth. It's probably Bluetooth. Something Bluetooth related.
No.
All right.
No.
No.
All right. Am I still there?
I can hear you.
Okay. For some reason, when I plugged in that USB mic, I lost my audio. But you can hear me and I can hear you. That's going to have to be good enough for me.
Yeah.
See you.
You can check your sound settings in StreamYard, and sometimes you have to set your output.
Gotcha.
But right. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just.
I've already taken enough momentum. Let's roll with it.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
How is everybody?
So wonderful.
I was driving and I caught some very geeky music talk, which made me feel happy.
Yay.
Hey, also, as an aside, like when I'm on my laptop, I can click into your stream and do what I'm doing right now. But if I just pick up on YouTube or whatever, where does the StreamYard link appear, or does it?
Oh,
It appears at the top. He usually pins it at the
I
top.
usually pin it, but I forgot to today. Hold on. Oh my
comment.
gosh, you guys.
I
What
think
am
you
I
did.
doing?
No, you totally did. I clicked on it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's there.
posted it, but I didn't pin it.
No, you
So
totally did.
hold on, let me pin it. I'm gonna pin it. Okay. There's some weird things. There are some weird things with YouTube where it will, like, things won't show up the same way on your phone as they will.
Not a huge deal, but there's some times where like I don't have my computer and I'm like, oh, I would love to jump in, and I just don't know how to do it. So that's why I asked.
Okay.
Did you see it now? Is it pinned for you, Dan, on YouTube?
Yeah, I just
All
pinned
right.
it.
So if I refresh your page,
Yeah.
where would it be?
Oh,
In the
you have
comments.
so you have to scroll to the actual stream.
Okay,
Click the stream.
the Cosmic Navel.
Cosmic Navel. There we are. And then
That's us, yep.
scroll. Like, are there
The
comments there?
I don't see any comments. I can open up the description.
No.
That,
The comments
I
at
see
the top, lower.
if I do that, I see like new to StreamYard or look check blah blah blah. But when I click that StreamYard, it doesn't take me to this. It just takes me to Eric StreamYard stuff.
No, you need to be in the live chat. Is there
Yeah.
is there a button for live chat?
Okay, yeah, that I don't see a live chat button here.
Weird.
Maybe it's, I mean, I have an old iPhone. Maybe could that be why?
I have
Maybe.
probably an older one. Let me see what it does, and then maybe
Okay.
I can find it for you. But
Well, like I
Let
said,
me-
I don't want to.
no,
You
we
know.
should figure it out so you can join.
I don't want
whenever-
to kill the mojo here too much with tech support. You know how that'll
Well,
kill
Dan-
the mood every time.
Dan, here's the thing. You're also
Yeah.
on my email list. By the way,
Yeah.
for all of those 3 people out there listening, I
That's true.
have a very small curated email list of close friends who I send out usually the day before or the day of, last minute, the
Yeah.
StreamYard link. So you can directly join from that email.
Smart. Yeah, I can actually see the link in my email, and I'm tempted to click it. But since we're already on, I don't know. Would that like put us into a wormhole? And
Wormhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just
could be the
trust.
last thing I do.
Let's just trust and have faith that the next time
I'll try it
you
next
can
time.
just go to the email.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, this is how we do TLC work. This is like live, in the moment tech support as part of our process.
In the wild. I just picked up
In the
some
wild.
key. Does ever drink this stuff?
I grew up
I
drinking
bet
that
Sherry
stuff.
does.
Oh my gosh.
Am I right?
Sherry, you're muted, but
you're muted.
Yes. I actually used to make my own, and I have
I had a
some.
feeling.
I have some dried that I dried from like. It got passed on and on and on, and to a bunch of people. Anyway, I still have some, so I should be making it again.
Dried? Wow, that's next level.
Oh, it's easy. You just dry it. You just you got your kefir. It's like vinegar mother. All these fermented things are, here's the deal. This stuff is like Stone Age. It's not rocket science.
Do the cultures stay living? Do they stay alive?
Yeah, kefir does. Yeah, I mean, you got to revive it. It's kind of like a sourdough, right? Where you feed it a little bit and then get it going.
Interesting.
Feed the beast.
I very much enjoy the kefir. That's good. I heard your song. It was pretty, Sherry.
Oh, thanks.
And Rigel, heard your opening. I hadn't heard that song before. That was gorgeous.
Oh, beautiful. I don't listen to much Tom Waits, Rigel, but I was like, I bet you this is a Tom Waits song. It just sounds like Tom Waits.
I don't listen to much Tom Waits either. Partly because it's just hard to take his voice, honestly. But it's why, like, he is a freaking paradox because his songs are so beautiful, yet they're wrapped in this really like barnacle-y kind of voice. And it's like, I feel like he's sending out a like a message in a bottle for a future generation. Future generations are going to find his work and be like, oh my God, this guy is freaking amazing.
Okay, see this? When I click on the video, this comes up for me, and there's the pinned link, and there's the comments of the live chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any of that on mine.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best, though, because live chat is a bit of a vice for me. If my phone doesn't do it or I can't find it, maybe not a bad thing.
Maybe not a bad thing.
Sorry, checking.
The first Tom Waits song I ever heard was The Piano Has Been Drinking.
Yeah.
You know that one? And I thought, oh, like I get it. It's like this drunken, ironic, funny song. The voice is perfect. And then I'm like, oh, no, he always sings like that. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, that's some strong stuff I can take in small doses. But he's an amazing writer.
Well, the album that Take It With Me is on, I think it's called Mule Confession, something. What is it on? Take It With Me. It's album. Mule Variations. That whole album, of like all of his albums that I've listened to, that one feels most like his voice is a little smoother. Like he's not. I don't know if he like affects his voice to be kind of on brand with this style that he's had forever, but that whole album just feels a little more like gentle with his voice. So I don't know if he decided to do something intentionally or his voice changed or what, but that one's
Maybe he's younger or something.
No, this is actually older. This is a more recent.
Oh, it's old.
Which
right,
is,
so he would be younger, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'd be younger because the music's older, right? Is that what you're saying? It's an older album.
This is a recent. This is a recent album, like in 2010 or something.
Interesting.
Rigel, I just sent you a video per email. There's a movie by Jim Jarmusch called Coffee and Cigarettes. Have you ever seen it?
I've heard of it, but I have not seen it yet.
Anyways, there's a nice little clip there of Iggy Pop and Tom Waits in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of reminded me of Randy Newman the first time I heard him. You know, this great writer, but like isn't trying too hard with the vocals. But it's like a more extreme version of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't he have wasn't he partners with Ricky Lee Jones for a long time?
Randy Newman?
No, Tom Waits. I'm pretty sure that they were together. Do you know Ricky Lee Jones, Rigel? Oh my God. Oh, she did the song Chucky's in Love.
Chucky's in Love?
Chucky's in love, yeah. Chucky's in love. But she's very jazzy. Pirates was the album that I used to listen to when I was much younger. And now she's older and she's still doing music. She has a really beautiful song about sitting Shiva on his jeweled floor. Write that down, Rigel.
On his jeweled floor?
Jeweled Floor by Ricky Lee Jones. That is one of the most beautiful. On his jeweled floor. La la la. I can't remember. It's about mourning the loss of somebody, sitting Shiva, looking forward to being together again with God, with them. You know, it's a beautiful song.
This is great. You're like the second person who has recommended music to me today. The first person showed up in a comment of a comment that I made on Paul Vanderklay's channel about this is like a comment of Paul Vanderklay commenting on Grim Grizz and Jordan Green Hall.
Yeah.
And this is going to relate to beauty and I think what we're talking about, but they were Grim and Jordan were talking about, like, you know, how we got to this place that we are at, culture unraveling, everything unraveling, and Jordan kind of related it to this idea of detuning, and I responded to that. Oh yeah, you and I, Dan, had a little back and forth on that thread as well. I was probably not even really responding to what they were talking about, but I was responding to this thing that I've been noticing with a lot of people, not just in the TLC, but kind of like the greater, I call it kind of the ortho scene, is this kind of almost like an over-identification with order and properness. You hear these two words, order and proper, like all the time. And it freaks me out a little bit because what it feels like is there's this conflation with beauty and accuracy. There's like this perfect symmetry means that it's beautiful, and like everything is this perfect nested realities that like all just kind of work, and we need to just align ourselves with that pattern, and then everything in our life will be better. And I bristle at that because I don't think that's actually beautiful. And so if it doesn't line up with beauty, it's not capturing full reality. But someone in this comment was like, by the way, there are a couple of examples where, I mean, people, I don't know if you read this, Dan, but there was like, they made a comment about how supermodels from the 80s would like add beauty marks to kind of add this imperfection to make it more like salient or something, make their beauty more like resonant,
like distinctive or something.
Yeah.
Like an ornament.
Yeah. And then this person recommended a band, TV on the Radio. And he talked about how they add some of these elements of like dissonance specifically into their music to make it like more beautiful. And some people hear it as noise, and some people hear it as like more dimensional. And so I started listening to TV on the Radio, and it's kind of cool, like rock and roll music. Anyways, something about
Did you feel like they did it tastefully, or was it kind of like, did it feel more like they were trying to make the margin the center and the center of the fringe, and it was just like, you know what I mean?
It felt tasteful. Like it wasn't distract. Like they weren't making a point. Like we're deconstructing all of reality, and you have to sit through this crap with us because we're like really on the edge of, you know, the next thing.
Finding out who we are.
Finding out who we are.
It's kind of like it becomes very egocentric because it's all about me, right? Look what I've done.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's so irritating.
But okay, I'm gonna yes and this. Like what is really fun is to hear jazz, like really good jazz musicians, take a jazz standard and completely deconstruct it in the middle of the song. So they'll start off playing what's called the head together. So they play the song down, and then as they solo, they all kind of like deconstruct the song. They'll like play outside of time. It'll get really like weird and wonky. And then at the end, they'll all come back in on the head, like in time. I'm getting tingles thinking about it. So it's like but what they're doing is they're like honoring the audience experience by at least acknowledging that there's this home place that is familiar, and then there's this like other side of the veil, and they go like way past the other side of the veil, which is like can't even see the veil anymore. But then they come back, and it lands the plane.
Don't you think that's just unity and multiplicity, right?
Come on.
Like you know, when they're doing the thing together, that's the unity, and then everyone goes boom off into their corners. That's the multiplicity. That's the diversity of, you know, the particular person, and then they come back into the unity again, and it's all a greater unity actually within the song, right? The song.
Yeah.
So it's a great.
Which is why I see it as this kind of a spiritual practice to do that type of work where you're starting off in the stable place and then moving into the other side of the veil, but coming back.
Yeah, the more doors you go out of, the further you get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about what makes that work sometimes and what makes it not work. Like, for example, I don't know how familiar you are with Neil Young guitar solos.
I'm not, but I can
Okay.
kind
I'm
of
very
guess.
familiar with Neil Young guitar.
Okay. Neil Young, in my humble estimation, is kind of the king of the pretty ugly note solo, right? Like, he's like,
Right.
oh my gosh. But then like you're like, and totally redeem yourself, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how he
Doesn't redeem himself.
can not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, his superpower is the pretty ugly note.
You know what?
Yeah.
That was his voice too, but
That's a different story. Yeah.
he did an album with
I find that just ugly, but
he did an album of just guitar music with Danielle Lanois. I can't remember the name of it. It was like 2010.
okay.
And when it came out, I was like, I love Danielle Lanois. Like, anything that he does. And so a friend was over, and I'm like, sorry, we're not visiting. We're just going to listen to this whole album. And I put it on my big speakers, and sat on the couch and just blasted it. And I thought I wouldn't last more than 10 minutes because, of Neil Young's guitar stuff. But this Danielle Lanois just completely transformed it. Like he didn't do anything to it. He brought out what Neil Young was doing. He brought it all out, right? It was and when we were finished, we both just looked at each other and went, wow. Like, it was so good. So good.
Dan, I think that's an interesting question. Like, what makes it work and what doesn't? And I kind of wonder if there's kind of a developmental element to this where certain types of music work with certain people within certain contexts of their like musical kind of vocabulary. And because for one person to listen to like a free jazz that is well done, where they kind of start at the head and then return and then take, in the middle, like take you somewhere else. I mean, that also, like, I can't take very much of that. So that's another thing is like, I can do about one song. And then I'm kind of like, that was a lot of awesomeness, but also a lot of work. So maybe it's the musicians, if it's in a live setting, like understanding their audience and being able to kind of meet their audience where they're at and challenge them, but not break them.
Yeah, I think it's very much what you're saying, and there's like a vocabulary aspect to it. The first time I couldn't tell you like when's the first time you heard such and such a chord substitution, right?
Right.
Because when you hear it, you just feel it, you know what it sounds like, it's a familiar territory. But there was a first time. You just don't know when it was. You know what I mean? But the first time you hear something that you've never heard before, you're having to do some sense making. And now that you know these, you're like, oh, this usually goes to here, and you have expectations. And so you always still have a context when you hear something, if it's something you've heard before or like unto something that you've heard before. But I think, for the person who like doesn't listen to a lot of jazz or whatever, like it just sounds like madness because it's like if you hear a lecture from, someone in some specific discipline and they're using all these terms you never heard before, like it's just garbly-gook.
Yeah.
And so, I think a big part of it is just familiarity and vocabulary, and kind of that determines how much you can get away with in a sense in terms of challenging the listener.
Yeah. Which is a real.
Do you think you
go
have?
ahead.
I'm sorry, I just have to ask, but
Yeah.
do you think you have to think about the audience, or do you have to think about the metaphysical reality of the laws of music, nature? Like, do you have to be? I almost think the more you think about the audience, the less appealing you would be, the more you think about, or the more you feel into the, this I don't know what to call it, what spiritual, metaphysical realm that has its own laws. Like George MacDonald talks about this in The Sense of Story, where he says, as soon as you break the laws, you fall out of the story, right? And so that's what a lot of authors do. They try to not transcend the physical law, but transcend or divert or pervert, natural law. And when they do that, the story starts to fall apart. Like this is the new Snow White movie, for example, right? I mean, why is Bach so incredible? Because he does things that they're not conventional. That's what made him so unique, right? He did like non-conventional things. I think it's because he's tapped in to the way that, and when that happens, it just resonates with people. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, with respect to the first thing that you said, can you remind me how you phrased it? You said, is it thinking about the audience or the metaphysical reality of music or something like that? How did you phrase it?
Well, the question was like, do you really need to be thinking about the audience, or do you need to be tapped into some kind of metaphysical reality? And I mean, I think that would, your connection point to it, it's not here, it's here. It's in your heart. Your heart moves. Like we were saying, Rigel, about the minor chords. Like if you get into any musical circles and you use minor chords, they go, oh, here she comes with the minor chords, It's always this like, why do we have to be so negative? Right?
To the extent that musical metaphysics are real, I think honoring them versus honoring the listener or the audience is the same thing.
Yeah, totally. But if you get too focused on pleasing the audience, like that's audience capture, right? Like, what do they want? What do they want? And then you kind of go against your own grain to give them what they want. But when you see musicians who are grooving it together and jamming together and they lose themselves and you're no longer in the room, that as an audience member, that is the most incredible experience.
Yeah, I see it as like, in some sense, it's like any other relationship, the relationship between the performer and the audience, because you can do it in a way that's really respectful, where it's like, hey, with respect, in this context, I as the performer am a certain kind of expert, right? Like there's a reason why the performer is performing. It's because it's supposed that they have something to offer, a certain knowledge and perhaps expertise. And so they're in a position to like know better and to decide what is good, right? But they could also kind of succumb to pride and become really pretentious, you know what I mean? And try to feed like the solid food to the baby who's just going to choke on it and not care because, they already bought their ticket and like, this is how we like to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's an element of relationality and even a potential for sin, even kind of like embedded in that context.
Yeah. Okay. So let me give an example. I think where I see kind of a distinction is in kind of on one end of the spectrum, you have this like transcendent, mystical, like total from the heart performance that is totally focused on the musician as the catalyst of this. And then you have music that's like highly participatory, which is going to be more liturgical. Like a lot of there's going to be a lot more repetition, a lot more like, oh, I recognize this. Oh, I heard this again. Okay, now I can join in. And there's a certain kenosis, if you will, in creating an experience where people can kind of participate. And in a liturgical setting, or a church setting or something like that, like that's very tangible. Like when I'm speaking from my own experience, like I tend to be the type of performer that like wants to just let loose and sing it my way, right? Sing it. I have my own style. I have my own like little vocal flourish things that I like to do. And I did that, I think, early on when I was leading worship at a Baptist church. And like, that does not work. That is not cool because you're leaving people in the dust. So I kind of learned a little bit the hard way with that. Or just like around the campfire. Like if you're singing a song that I know people are going to want to sing along with, like I may sing it differently so I can kind of meet the group where they're at.
Yeah, but that's totally different than if you are a Bob Dylan, a Neil Young, a Tom Waits, a Ricka Lee Jones. Like you tend to attract people to who you are. Like they listen to you because they like your music, right? Mm-hmm. And if those people were to make it so that they were palatable to the general public, they wouldn't be who they are today. Like they wouldn't. Nobody actually. But when you're at a campfire, leading worship, all those things, then of course you have to just, make it so that people can sing along and enjoy themselves. And
well, but also like within a concert setting though, a lot of, great performers will weave both the communal experience and the kind of like more transcendent or intimate, create moments where they're just like totally the focus. And I think that's when I actually went to a really great concert last night where I feel like that happened a little bit, where it kind of bounced back and forth between these kind of the communal.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but I think it's true that they all have their own distinct sound. Like I went to I think it was like 89 or something. I went to a Neil Young concert and they had booked the Hallenstadion in Zurich, which was like a huge football stadium, and only 200 people showed up. So, and we were all just right down at the stage, right? And he came out and he's like, man, he goes, you know what, you guys, I was going to cancel this, but I couldn't do it because you're here. And I am so grateful that you're here, that we're going to do this totally different. And it was with Crazy Horse too, his old band. And he sat down at the piano and he goes, favorites.
Aww.
And everybody just yelled out favorites and he played them, And the very last song, I don't remember which one it was, but he smashed his guitar, and everyone was like, ah, It was fantastic,
Well, that's cool that he had that perspective. And I mean, the fact that you're talking about it all these years later, like he could have just tried to play all the songs off the new album. You know what I mean? And like,
he could have come out,
there's a certain give and take.
Eric, I thought nobody cares about me anymore. And, whatever, and acted like we didn't even exist. But no, he really focused in on the audience. And that was fantastic. And I think any good artist is grateful for his audience. I mean, he wouldn't be anywhere without it, right? So the diehards,
Well, guess what, you guys?
It's a diehard time.
It's that time. And I don't even think that we actually disagree.
I don't think so either.
I think we're just finding our way. We're finding our way.
Well, it's both and, like you said, Rigel.
Both and, yeah.
You participate, but you also maintain your own integrity as an artist. And I think that's really important. Because, I mean, there was a time in my life when I worked with a Sony producer and they were trying to turn me into something And I had to just walk away because I could have been audience pleasing. I totally could have been, but I didn't. That wasn't who I was, you know. I would have had my own audience, but it wouldn't have been the broad general public that would have made them a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to be doing my own audience pleasing tonight. I'm going to be playing
Cool.
at my old gig that I had for 15 years. I'm sprinkling in a few more at True Lux Restaurant
Oh, I love it.
in North Austin. So I'll be threading that needle between Express Self and playing so people buy drinks and stay. Sherry, do you have a poem for us?
I thought I'd go way back into the archives.
Please,
July
close
the
it out.
2nd, July the 23rd, 1985. My husband and I were engaged, and we wrote back and forth from Switzerland to Canada for 2 years before we got married. As sunset darkens doorways, I feel the cooling breeze. As wind and clouds soon gather, birds rustling the leaves. The moisture hangs so heavy, wets my dry, chapped lips, moistens skin and curls the hair and irritates the hips. Dogs stand trembling, hiding beneath the shed. Thunder rumbles in the dark, and I crawl in my bed. The rain pats drumbeats on the roof, waters thirsty land. Closing eyes, I dream of you, reaching for your hand.
Aw.
Always crushing it.
You guys, yeah, Dan.
I was gonna say I have a little something to share if it's not untoward.
Oh, please.
This is a song I've been working on this week.
Yes.
And without too much time and background, I've written some verses, and I'm still waiting to figure out what I'm going to do with the chorus. And this is it's still in an editorial phase. So if there's something like, hey, like that line could go and be better, I want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's what I've got so far. Here's my verses so far. Brothers, 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 would you walk this narrow road with me? Brothers, 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 every step in love and charity. Let us join to walk this rugged road. Let our hands together share the load. Being sober-minded, act in care, for the enemy is everywhere. Let us give what has been given us, seeking not what's lost to moth and rust. Let the good and simple be enough, through the little things with mighty love. Be as serpents wise, yet pure as doves. Do the work below with eyes above. No, we cannot triumph on our own, but in Christ who is the living stone. So that's yeah, that was the end, not a dramatic pause. Yeah, and at some point maybe I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking. But
Beautiful.
Ideas or feedback or
if Sherry, if you have feedback, make it quick because I got to get rocking.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it with the music, but
yeah.
You know what, Dan? Rigel, you probably know, Dan probably told you, but Dan took my poem about the wedding dress and he turned it into a song.
Amazing.
I think I shared it with you a long time ago, and it was so honoring. And Dan, if you could, I need you to play it on the Rigel show.
Yes.
It's a collab.
I'm not a wear a wedding dress kind of guy, Sherry. But I would love to hear you sing it. That'd be awesome.
Well, I can try.
Cool. Well, hey, one last thing real quick. I know you got to wrap it up, but and I know Sherry's going to Midwest, Southeast you area. Are you going, Rigel?
No, I would love to, but it's like
I hear you.
I have to negotiate my time with my wife.
Yes,
I'm
real world constraints.
Are you going, Dan?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yay.
All right, well, you guys need to like cheers or something for me.
We'll FaceTime around the campfire with guitars and stuff.
Perfect.
You don't have to. That might ruin the vibe, but maybe text me when you are, and I'll like go outside and listen.
There you go. You'll hear it.
Okay. Love you guys. Have a
Love
good
All right,
week.
guys. Big love. Take care. Good to see you.
You too.
Bye bye.